Well, we have some breaking Jets news. Aaron Glenn just wrapped up his post-practice press conference here. We'll talk about the practice, although there wasn't a whole lot of updates coming out from the reporters. There was definitely enough to get a feel for what happened, and obviously Glenn's presser, he talked about it. But the Jets are signing Nick Folk, right? Nick Folk is back in the fold with this Jets team. Man, what a great acquisition. I got to be honest with you. What a great signing. Because right now, the Jets are in a position, and it's no shot to any of the young kickers on the squad, but right now it's just a fact they're unproven. I don't want to be in a position as a fan where I'm making recap videos during the season and I'm talking about, oh man, the Jets lost this game because of mistakes and missed opportunities, just like last year. Right. Again, no disrespect to the young kickers on this squad, but again, we just don't have that clarity. How will they handle crunch time? How will they handle making a kick to send the Jets to overtime? How will they handle bouncing back from a missed extra point? Some guys crumble completely and go on to miss 2 or 3 more extra points throughout the course of that game. I don't want to see the Jets fight, claw, scratch their way, compete in games for them to lose on a missed kick because the Jets simply did not address the kicker position. Nick Folk last season, by the way, 40 years old, coming in at 40 years old here. He very high floor. I feel very relieved. I feel very comfortable with Nick Folk as my kicker, as our kicker here for 2025. Huge acquisition, right? You look at the extra points, 25 of 25. You look at the field goals made, 21 of 22. 6 plus 50 yarders last year. That is sweet. That gives me comfort as a fan saying, hey, you know what? If we're in a position where we have to win a game and the Jets are looking at a 46-yarder, a 49-yarder, 51-yarder, it's not just automatic loss. We have a chance, and Nick Folk gives us a pretty good one. And speaking of Nick Folk, there was another special teams legend for the New York Jets today, Mike Westhoff. He was at practice, and just having that veteran kind of mentorship for Aaron Glenn, those extra eyes on the practice, all the insight, all the knowledge that he brings to the table is, it's so valuable. So valuable. So really, really excited that he was able to make it out to practice. No, the Jets actually made some roster moves as well. We talked before about them waiving Caden Davis, but they also waived Gus Hartwig, and then they signed running back from Florida State, Lawrance Toafili. And funny enough, he's actually from Pinellas Park, which is like 15 minutes that way, like literally 15 minutes. But he's like a do-it-all running back at Florida State. The big knock on him was doesn't really have a lot of speed, but could catch passes, makes plays with the football in his hand. One of my favorite things about Toafili, actually, he catches the football with his hands. He's not this running back where, if you send him out on a route and you throw him the football, he doesn't look uncoordinated. Sometimes you can tell, like, okay, this is a running back trying to catch a pass. Sometimes other guys look really, really skilled, really athletic in trying to actually locate the football and, reeling it in. Toafili is one of those guys. A lot of times Florida State relied on him to make a play on a third down or something, over the middle of the field or out of the backfield, and he would make it happen. So interesting acquisition there. Former Winnipeg Blue Bomber, former DC defender, Liam Fornadell. Last season, he was on the Patriots practice squad, so bolstering the interior offensive line depth. But one thing that's interesting, it feels like Darren Muji in this Jets front office, they have a lot of knowledge, a lot of intel on the other leagues. The USFL, the CFL here, it seems like the Jets are pretty active in this market here with looking and targeting and working out players, which I find pretty interesting, right? I know there's actually this argument of making the USFL potentially like a minor league system for the NFL, which is kind of a cool idea to throw out there, but yeah, in any case, the Jets made those 2 roster moves. Let's take a look at the practice. So according to Aaron Glenn afterwards, he said that the defense won the day. Some days the defense will win, some days the offense will win. Today it was the defense. A couple standout players. Jamie and Sherwood on the defense side of the football continues to impress. And I can't say it enough. These guys have so much responsibility on their plate this season. So it's just so relieving to hear that both Sherwood and Quincy are impressing. I want to say with Jamie and Sherwood, he hasn't had a bad day. Like he has not had one sketchy practice, one so-so practice. It seems like, according to reporters, this every single day, mandatory minicamp, pads are on now, early portion of training camp, like everything voluntary OTAs. Jamie and Sherwood is impressing. Jamie Sherwood is living up to the 3-year contract that they gave him. Now, another standout player from today's practice, Malachi Moore, my favorite draft pick that the Jets made. 4th rounder, first team All-SEC, the Swiss Army knife, slot corner, strong safety, like you could just do it all. Having a strong camp, having an impressive camp. We posed the question before camp started. Could this guy potentially win the strong safety battle? Could this guy be the starting SS1 for this football team in 2025? And I felt like the answer was yes. There is a realistic pathway for him to be that guy. And I think so far we're seeing it. We haven't really heard a lot from Tony Adams. I do like Jarius Monroe. I do. But if I'm being honest, if I'm deciding between those two guys, Malachi Moore and Monroe, I would probably roll with Moore. I just think I'd feel a little bit better rolling with Malachi Moore out there. Again, I love Monroe, but I do love Malachi Moore's skill set. In regards to Justin Fields, supposedly he struggled early on. It was a bit of a slower start, lots of handoffs, lots of focus on the running game. I think it was Zach Rosenblatt who pointed out Justin was 0 for 3 through 3 series. So obviously a big focus on the running game if there's 3 passing attempts through 3 series of training camp. But then as practice went on, it seemed like he got a little bit more comfortable, hit Mason Taylor for a touchdown, which is awesome to hear. Mason Taylor continues to make plays. No Braylon Allen, though. According to Aaron Glenn after the presser, Braylon is dealing with knee soreness, no practice tomorrow. So they wanted to give Braylon like a 2-day rest period here. But again, just trying to get out in front of potential injury. Hey, if a guy's beat up, if a guy's, dealing with something, let's not push the envelope. Let's not do anything rash or crazy. If he needs a day, he needs a day. Braylon Allen has been totally impressive so far. According to reporters, according to coaches, I'm totally fine with him, skipping a day just to get that knee right. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Nick Folk back with the squad here. Couple new acquisitions, running back, offensive line. I'm liking what I'm hearing. Man. As always, go Jets.